Hey pros, so today we are doing a big chop. My client here came in and said she's ready to do the chop, but I wanted to show you guys something. If you guys noticed in the front of her hair, she has a lot more straight hair than she does natural hair. So we have two options here. We'll talk about it in the video, but her two options is either to match the length from the front natural to the back natural, or to match the back natural to the front natural, which of course the better answer for me is going to definitely be to allow the front to grow out a little bit more, and we would trim it to match the size or the length of the back and then get her in the right direction. I don't really recommend buzz cutting your head. Just really doesn't make sense. So we decided not to do that. All right, so let's go on to the shampoo process. We started out by, of course, saturating her hair really, really well and using our Elite Clarify, which the restock date will be launched in just a few days of the Elite Clarify. This is going to, number one, clarify her hair and her scalp, but also not extract all of the natural oils from her hair. This is a detoxing, clarifying shampoo. It contains activated charcoal and balm as essential oils. Yes. Okay. So I'm rinsing her out really, really well. And then we're going to go into her regular shampoo, which is our Moist Repair sulfate-free shampoo. Now, I like to give my clients a nice scrub. Okay. It's relaxing, it gets the blood flowing, and it also gets to the really bad itch. But the good thing about our shampoos is they can sometimes, depending on the hair type, allow you to detangle from the shampoo process, which is actually really amazing. Sorry guys, I just had to laugh. Anyhow, I'm rinsing her out. Now, I always say this in every video, you guys. In between your shampoos, ensure to rinse thoroughly. The purpose of a shampoo is to clean and treat all at the same time. So overlapping and keeping product in the hair does not make sense. Now for the conditioner, we are using the Moist Repair Deep Conditioner. This can be used as a deep conditioner or an instant conditioner. And in her case, we're actually doing it as an instant conditioner. And then at the same time, I'm using our detangling brush. This is from our 4-piece detangling kit to detangle her hair. I think I just said detangle like 6 times. Wow. But we are detangling her hair with the detangling brush from the 4-piece detangling kit at our website, elitehaircareusa.com. Look at that. And now we're going to rinse her with some cool water. I like to use the word cool, but in all honesty, the water is ice damn cold. Okay, I'm sorry. It's cold. I'm sorry. Cool is just a more professional word. So as pros, we want to make sure that our verbiage is always right. Anyway, of course, we know cool water does great things for the hair, you guys. So it's definitely recommended when you're rinsing your conditioners. And then we're going to towel dry her hair and get her prepared for what we call the big chop. So I have not put any leave-in conditioner on her hair yet. We are going to do that after we do the big chop. So I like to do my big chop in sections, just as though I was doing a full-on haircut. Okay, you still want to follow the anatomy of the head, no matter if you're doing a big chop, a trim, or a cut. So I cut in stages. I went ahead and parted out her occipital bone. I went ahead and parted out the nape. And I do what we call notching when it comes on to big chopping. At the same time of me notching, I am still keeping the hair at an even place. I do not believe in butchering a client's hair because they decided to do a big chop, and I'm just cutting freely and don't really care about me making sure that our lengths are matching. That is not the goal. The goal is, of course, to put yourself in a place where you can have successful hair care, rather than putting yourself in a place where you just butchered your haircut and now you're going to cut off way more than need to be. So you see me taking my time. I'm going through section by section and making sure that I am keeping it even, but also not giving her blunt lines. That's very important. And then I work my way over to the sides. She had a lot more relaxed hair, or even heat damaged hair on her sides than she did in her back. I could tell that the back had either started to break off in the midst of the transition, which more than likely it did break off, because when you transition for too long, that relaxed hair will not survive. But the downside to that is it also takes some of that natural hair with it. So big chopping is something that should really be done way ahead of the game. She just decided to do it now. I'm not bashing her or saying, oh, you did this wrong. That was definitely her choice, just as it is yours. But from a professional standpoint, I highly recommend, if you're going to go natural, do that big chop within the first year and get it over with. Your hair will love you for it. And you'll see a huge difference between the growth that you have from cutting it early to the growth that you have cutting it late. Now for the crown area, this is the area where I said her hair is definitely, she does have a lot more straight hair in the crown, directly in the front. The reason for this is because we do way more to the front of our head than we do to the back. There's no way around it. It's the same thing with your fingernails. You do more to your fingernails than you do to your toenails. Of the two, which one is the strongest? More than likely, it's going to be your toenails because you do the less to it. So this is the same thing when it comes on to hair. You only really focus on the parts that you can see, the parts that you literally know that other people can see, and the parts that you care about the most, which is usually the hairline right in the front. So it is what it is. I just wanted to make sure that instead of me cutting her really, really short to try to match her length to the front of her head, I said, you know what? Let's do it to the back and allow that front to grow out a little bit more. And over time, you can just trim it away. That's perfectly fine as well. There is no right or wrong way to doing a big chop, but structure and knowledge will definitely help get you through the process. So now that we've completed the chopping part of it, now we can go ahead and spray on our leave-in conditioner because she is getting a silk press. So I used our Moist Repair leave-in conditioning spray. Now here is a pro tip, you guys. Because she is getting a silk press, I am not going to blow dry her from this standpoint. I'm going to still put her under the dryer and rope twist her. Now, a technique that you can use, because you know shrinkage is real and your hair will literally not stay at this point when you try to rope twist it to go under the dryer. I use some clamps after I rope twist it just to hold the ends of the hair, and it will also help to keep the hair elongated. That is just a little pro tip that you can utilize at home. Reason being, when you do a big chop, remember the hair still has somewhat of a bluntness to it. So those ends will not stay as when the hair grows out and you have a couple split ends here and there. So using those clips and doing small sections will allow you to elongate the hair while you are drying under a diffused hair dryer rather than a direct hair dryer. So a direct hair dryer is the one that you put in your hand, a blow dryer with really, really high heats. And then a diffused air dryer or a dryer is a hooded dryer where you sit under it and it is blowing diffused air. It's not blowing like a penetration or directional, really, really high temp of heat. Okay. So now she is dry. I did blow dry her out. I let her dry about 70% of the way, and then I went through and blow dried the rest. This technique has proven to work for me for many, many years, and I will never divert from it. I actually feel very odd if I go through and I'm trying to blow dry wet hair. I just think that I am tearing the hair apart. I know that I'm tearing the hair apart, and it has proven to be successful with all of my clients. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the silk press. Now, I know you guys see some smoke action happening. Tongue-tied. Slow down, Crystal. But that is not from her hair burning or her hair being wet. I actually placed some Frizz Tamer and Shine Serum on her hair. The Frizz Tamer and Shine Serum is also a heat protectant, you guys, and a shine booster. So at the same time, because it is a product on the hair, it does give you a slight amount of smoke, but that smoke literally dissipates. It's not like the Brazilian salons when you girl walk in and you walking in like you just walked in and smoked several spliffs and you can't even inhale or exhale. This smoke is not that nature of smoke. If it was, you'd see the entire room fill up with smoke. So no, it's not that nature of smoke. That smoke dissipates really, really quickly, and that's because I have a flat iron touching a silicone-based product over her hair. So, of course, a product is existent. All right. So for the press itself, I am using a titanium iron. I know you guys ask me that all the time, and I like to share that information. Would I recommend using a titanium iron if you are doing a press for yourself at home? No. You know why? Because when we are at home, we do not understand moderation. We just want to get it done fast and move on. Not knowing that because you do it a lot more often than you would see me in the salon, you are now creating an environment of heat damage. So when you're at home, I highly recommend to use a ceramic iron rather than a titanium iron if you are doing multiple thermal styles on a constant basis. Like my clients will see me once a month, once every 2 weeks. The titanium iron once every 2 weeks, once every month, once every here and there is not going to hurt. But a titanium iron every single day, every other day, every third day, 3 times a week, 3 times a month, 5 times a month, that can prove to be not so successful for you, or beneficial. So after we do the silk press, I want you guys to kind of look at her ends right now. And this is another reason why I like to do a silk press right after a big chop. Because even during the big chop, when you think that you got everything, you actually did not. So once I press my client out, I see the little straggly hairs that are still hanging around. I see the hairs at the ends that need to be trimmed off. So these are going to be more like split ends rather than a lot of that dead hair, that dead weight that we took off. So silk pressing it allows me to complete the cut and now really see what is left over. Typically at this point, it's really just split ends. Remember, there is a line of demarcation between that relaxed hair or heat damage hair and that natural or raw hair. So with that line of demarcation, some of that natural hair is also still going to suffer because you have had it there for so long. So at this point of the process, this is where I am taking off those little split ends, making sure that her hair is nice and even so that when she goes and she tries to do her washes or she wants to do a wash and go style or a textured style, she doesn't have these little straggly hairs hanging around. She doesn't have those split ends all over her head, and her hair is really on the track to being the healthiest that it could possibly be. So that's another pro tip. And I know a lot of people wonder why I do a silk press after a big chop, because I know that at the end of the day, I still have some hairs that are lingering around that I could not see while her hair was still in the textured phase. Okay. So we are finished the trim. You guys know I don't do long distance trims and all that 5-hour trim and all that stuff. Nah. I'm not one of those stylists where I feel like I need to stand over your head for 30 minutes to give you the same trim that I could have gave you in 5 minutes. It's the same thing. I can't stand it. Anyway, you guys, I'm just going through and just evening out her length down at the bottom. In the front, of course, her hair was a lot shorter than in the back, so I did not cut into the front. I just trimmed it and kept it moving. So I just sprayed a little bit of hairspray on her hair. This is just going to help me seal her ends as I am flat ironing her for the style. I'm doing large sections as well because she is already silked out. So now I'm just basically getting her prepared for the style itself. The sections at this point can be anywhere between 2 and 3 inches, you guys. All that half a centimeter and you're trying to get every single strand. Sweetheart, you're just overdoing it. Like, simple, easy, keep it moving. If you guys know me, you watch my videos enough, you know how I am. I'm very simplistic when it comes onto hair care, and I believe that simplicity is the best answer because the hair does not require a whole heap. You need a good shampoo, a good conditioner, a good leave-in conditioner, a good scalp oil, a good soothing shampoo, some real good hair dress, and we are ready to go. That has proven to be very successful in my line of work. And I can definitely attest to the fact that I know that simplicity is what really grows the hair. Simplicity and consistency is what really grows the hair. Okay? All right. So now I'm just going through and finishing out just the little flat iron portion. I'm going to let you guys watch this part. And then at the end, we will talk. But before I go, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Please don't forget to share my videos, you guys. I never really asked you guys to share my videos, but now I really appreciate if you guys would share my videos with your friends and family. Now look at that bounce in that hair. I actually asked her to shake her hair. You see that? You see that? Okay. Yes, big chop, full effect, and that hair looks amazing. Nice and lightweight, has that nice movement. The cut is everything, and she is on her way to a life of amazing hair as long as she's consistent and follows through with her trim schedule and her hair care regimen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please don't forget, comment down below. Tell me when you did your big chop. When did you decide to do your big chop? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget, all the products available at EliteHairCareUSA.com.
Speak your truth. And remember, you got this Rand's video. Everything you say.